Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. SIRIN Labs here on Facebook Live. Our special guest today is our founder and co-CEO, Moshe Hogeg. We are 2 weeks post our very successful crowd sale. If you haven't heard the news, we had the 4th largest successful crowd sale in the world. Thank you all for your support. And Moshe, glad to have you with us again, addressing all of our fans and friends, supporters on Facebook Live. Let's start with the very first question that so many people are asking about which exchanges we're listed on, and do we have any plans to be participating and being listed on others?
Right, so, there's a funny thing regarding the ability to transfer the token, right? So, SIRIN has an actual, right now, use case, not a future use case, but a current use case for what we do. So right now, people coming to our stores in London and asking for to buy the phone, and they want to get their discount by using the SIRIN token. In order to get the SIRIN token, there's only one way today, is to go to the different marketplaces and buy it. Right now, it's our SIRIN token is available, as our community knows, only in Liqui, which is a small marketplace. We are definitely working with our legal team to make sure that the SIRIN token is available in the leading marketplaces in the world, so the accessibility would be easier for everyone. And I'm sure that we will present some, we're already in contact with the leading ones, and we're in the process of making it available. We will announce timelines and names of those marketplaces as soon as we can. As I said, we're currently in the process in the leading ones.
Great, we have several people joining us. Please, if you have any questions for SIRIN Labs founder and co-CEO Moshe Hogeg, please ask away on Facebook and we'll get to your questions. Another question, Moshe, that's really popular among people who are joining us in our Telegram community is they want to know how long the 20% discount on Finny will apply.
Right, so it will apply until the end of the month. And then we'll do a different kind of benefit. It won't be 20%, but it will be something else.
Danny Vida Alta on Facebook asked us, will the company be building 3 products, mobile OS and a PC? And can you talk a bit about the timelines?
So the answer is yes. As we said in the roadmap and according to the milestones in the crowd sale, we reached all of the milestones. Therefore, the answer is yes. We're going to develop those 3 products, which is an ecosystem, right? So we're developing the operating system that will run on both computer and mobile phone. We will do all of that this year at 18. We're talking about the end of Q3, maybe the beginning of Q4 this year, that we will release the mobile phone for the wide audience. Regarding the computer, we anticipate to launch it a bit before that, and obviously the operating system will come along with it.
Marvin on Facebook has joined us live and wants to know about the number of pre-sale orders that we have.
Right, so we will have an announcement towards the end of this week when we will talk about the different things like the number of sales and like distributors and other stuff. So hang on, we will announce shortly.
Right, people want to know what's happening with our partnership with Messi.
Messi, yeah. Oh, here's Messi. So we soon will have a date that we can share with the community regarding the photo shoot and the photo and the video of the commercial that we will do together. It's very exciting. Right now we're talking to different production companies and creative companies that are pitching us different creative ideas from the commercial. We obviously still didn't decide which one is the one that will go with us. Once we will share at minimum the dates. We obviously not going to share the creative. We don't want to ruin the surprise. But I anticipate that, I think that April should be around the right time to film this commercial. But as I said before, we will announce a specific date, and also we will invite some of our community members to come and meet Messi, and maybe also take part of the photo shoots.
Great. So Chris just joined us and wants to know about expanding to other exchanges other than Liquid. So can you just talk a bit more about that again for people who are just now joining us?
Yeah, so I've said it in the beginning of the live stream. We are currently in the process of making the SIRIN token available at the leading marketplaces, so all of our users and customers can enjoy the token utility, which is currently today buying the phone with a 20% discount at our stores in England.
Just want to give a shout out to Maor Goldsmith, who says that he sends you some good luck, Moshe, and loves your work.
Thank you, Maor.
Georgie wants to know if SIRIN Labs Finney has any particular competitors, any other company developing something similar to the Finney phone, or has developed a blockchain-friendly phone already.
So some people in the community have seen that sending us a few allegedly competitors, Bitvolt and another Indian company. I don't know if anything specific. I've seen something in Indiegogo. Some company wants to build also a blockchain phone. From our research and from what we've seen about those companies, it doesn't look like those companies has a relative experience. But anyway, I wouldn't worry about it whatsoever, because if we want to have competitors, it means that it's a bad idea. If other people don't think that it's worthwhile to take the time and money and build something similar to what we do, then we're in a problem. I actually think that competition is a very good sign. If I see serious competition jumping in the arena, I will actually be have positive thoughts regarding that. We have a big advantage as the first mover, and we have the sufficient resources to build this phone, and we're moving with all of our company full force. So I think we will be first to the market. Just putting a phone and saying this is a blockchain phone, that's whatever. But if we really want to build what we said in the white paper, the ability to store cryptocurrencies with a cold storage, the ability to have a liquidity network within the phone that will allow people to change easily, change tokens between different apps and use cases without the user even feeling it in the background. I think it's a big advantage. And obviously the ability to do it with a blockchain network that allows no fees, whether it's IOTA or Raiden or other solutions that we're looking into, then I think those are the big advantages, and that's what we need to do with both our computer and phone. If I already touched the Phyllis Payment Network, so we are in research, in deep research with both IOTA, but also with Cardano, with Raiden networks, and we're looking for the perfect solution for what we do.
Great, okay. Omri sends kudos and wants to know when people can expect the launch and when Finney will be available for purchase and shipping.
So, didn't I already answer that?
Yeah, but some people are joining us live.
Right.
They missed the beginning, so
Yeah,
we want to get all their
so
questions.
basically our timeline is we're aiming to be ready towards the end of the third quarter of the year, aka let's say around September, maximum October. This is where we're aiming for to introduce our products.
Okay. Usama wanted to know if we have a partnership with Google.
Yeah, sure. So we have a long partnership with Google way before we've done an ICO with our current SIRIN fund. We're a licensed provider for building and changing the Android system. We comply with tens of thousands of tests with Google, making it a formal licensed product. We worked with Google closely on our previous product. We will start to work with them on our current product because the SIRIN OS is kind of a fork on Android. We need to modify and change a lot of what Google has done, but still keeping the Google Play alive because we want to make sure that people still can enjoy Instagram, Facebook, and all of the daily usage apps that everyone used to use.
Boris asks on Facebook, what happens to the tokens once they've been used by the phone or the all-in-one PC? Will they be released to the public?
I'm not sure I understood the question. Again, what will happen with?
What will happen to the tokens once they've been used by the phone or the all-in-one PC? Will the tokens then be released to the public?
Right, yeah. So SIRIN is a for-profit business. So basically when you pay us to buy the phone, we will take the tokens that is relative regarding the cost of the phone, meaning how much it costs SIRIN to produce the phone. Those would be released to the market. The others, meaning all of the profit unit, won't be released to the public. It will be kept within the reserves of SIRIN, and therefore will go out of the circulation for a period of time.
Once again, thank you to everyone who's joining us with Moshe Hogeg, the founder and co-CEO of SIRIN Labs. We see so many of you joining us now, and please keep your questions coming. We have another question about the future. What are your plans regarding the long term, like 5 to 10 years, when other companies, bigger companies, start to enter the game?
You know, I think we have an unbelievable opportunity over there, and I think that when I'm looking at Nokia used to be a giant, right? So those of us that are old enough to be over there 10 years ago, which is not so long ago, know that Nokia was the biggest. When the cheese is moving and you don't understand that this is what's happening, you can lose your place. Now, I'm not saying that the current giants would lose their place to us. I do say that we have a huge advantage right now because we're at the right place at the right time with the right team. We see it as a big responsibility for a SIRIN team to take this opportunity and make it a success. What I think could happen is if we develop a great product, not only in terms of the mobile phone and the PC, I think that actually the operating system could be even more important, more valuable for us, because we can take this operating system and this software and implement it, not only on our phones, but also on other manufactured phones that wants to use our software to build their own blockchain phones. And we will give it for them for free as long as they use our token. And this could be a huge advantage for them and a big advantage for the people that have tokens of SIRIN, because then the distribution would be wider and bigger. And instead of competing with every phone manufacturer, suddenly you can have your own brand, the Fini phone, but you can also have partners and distribute your software to all of them. If we'll do it right, I think that SIRIN could become, in 10, 15 years, could become one of the biggest companies. If we do it right and we have a bit of luck, then it could become a huge company in terms of software and hardware, consumer electronics.
One of the questions that a lot of people have asked on a very active Telegram group is they want to know if they can use the Fini phone with any SIM on any cellular network.
The answer is yes. With an unlocked phone, so you can use any cellular network, any SIM all over the world. I would go back to the previous question because I think it's a big one. Where will SIRIN be in 15 years? I gotta say that when we think about the potential, it's a bit scary because it's a huge potential. If we want to get to this place, we cannot. We can't talk about it too much. It will make us, fly too much high, and we need to focus. I think that the best way to build something is to do it step by step. I think even the Chinese wall started with one small brick that someone took and put in place, and then another one came and put another brick. Then in the end, you have this huge Chinese wall. If we want to build in SIRIN a Chinese wall, something that is huge, in the long term of 15, 20 years, we got to focus right now on making Fini a success, making the user experience one that my mother can use and enjoy without all of the complications that blockchain brings with it. So the dissonance between simple user experience and security, the conflict is huge, and we need to figure out a way how to make them work together, how to make user experience a combination of simplicity and security at the same place.
Okay. We have a follow-up question from Boris. He says that, okay, assuming everybody uses their tokens to buy SIRIN devices, will there be a time when, or there will be a time when there are no SRN available, since we had them during our ICO? What do you have to say about that in terms of plans for the future, having SRN available?
I think it can never happen, right? Because people own the SRN token, and they will need to buy SRN tokens in order to have the engine work. So what could happen is that the value of the SRN token can increase dramatically, but then you will need only fractions of the SRN tokens in order to make the system work, because the value will go higher. If this thing would happen, again, I'm not saying that the value of SRN token will go higher, I'm just saying that it can't be a place that it will be run over, because the company will always get SRN tokens and will distribute a portion of them to the market, since the company would need to finance the cost of materials. The profit would live in the tokens, but the rest will live in materials. Therefore, there will be constant float in the market. Probably the circulation potentially could become lower and lower and lower, and this will have a result of something that everyone can imagine.
Kwame is asking a question that I think it would be great if you could clear up for everyone. Kwame is asking about the price of the pre-order of the phone, that it's 50 SRN, and he wants to know if that's a deposit or full payment. Can you clear that up for everyone?
Yeah, that's a deposit. Okay, so if at the day that we deliver the Fini phone to you, the SRN tokens are worth more than the phone, then we will pay you back. We will give you back the relevant number. And if it's lower than that, then you would give us the balance of the tokens, and you will get your Fini phone. So it's a deposit.
At Bearmace, who's following us on Twitter, asked, will you partner with a decentralized mobile data provider?
Yeah, so I've seen this question, and I'm not sure what it's. I don't know of anyone right now. If you know of a decentralized cellular provider, we will be happy to learn about it and to see how we can maybe cooperate. But so far, we don't know of any such solution.
So a lot of people may have already heard about in the news last week about an Intel security issue. Can you talk a bit about how Fini can protect and combat security intrusions?
Yeah, actually, I don't want to say that I'm happy that this thing with with Intel happened. I'm never happy that there's a security issues. But I gotta say that this is actually a very good thing for us, for SIRIN, because this issue doesn't reflect to our solution. It's actually only amplify the use case of what we do. We store your cryptocurrencies and your tokens at a cold storage wallet that is detached from the network. So this bug won't affect us, and our users will be safe. It's, as I said before, it only amplifies the need for the SIRIN FINI phone. And I think that right now, when it happens to computers, it's one thing. In the near future, when people have a lot of money and a lot of value stored in their phones and computer, it will only increase the need for security and increase the need for what we're doing over there in SIRIN. I gotta say on top of that when we first decided to build the FINI phone, a lot of people said that it's maybe premature, but we're not building something for today, we're building something for tomorrow. And we think that in the end of 18, there's gonna be more and more and more people that holds a lot of value in their phones. And we see ourselves as a user experience company, and user experience gotta have a simplicity and security combination. And we think that the current hardware wallets, it's a good solution, but it's not a good user experience. It's complicated and it's not on you all the time, and you need to store it in a safe. And it's kind of similar to cash. So take cash and store it in a safe. Not exactly, but kind of. We think that our solution that you have the cold storage wallet inside your phone is a better one.
Georgie posts a very interesting observation and question. Georgie says, I realize you're going to use experience and know-how from SIRIN development to build FINI. Is this true? And if the SIRIN price was $14,000, how do you achieve that and the ability to sell FINI for less than $1,000?
Yeah, so yes, we're going to use a lot of the development that we already did for building SIRIN. Again, FINI would be a completely new phone, but a lot of the experience and a lot of the know-how and knowledge is going to be reused. The security is going to be reused. It is considered to be one of the most secure phones in the world. The reason that we can decrease the price from $14,000 to below $1,000 is actually all about the materials of the phone. So the SIRIN phone has gold in the sides and in the back, and this is leather, and you have a black diamond over here. So very expensive materials make the device very expensive. We're going to leave those expensive materials in the side and make sure that the phone is still, I think it's actually even nicer than the SIRIN one, but cheaper materials will allow us to make it lower than $1,000.
Okay. Radoslav has a great question. He wants to know, is the cold storage, which is going to be implemented in the FINI phone, going to be able to accept most of the cryptocurrencies which are on the market?
Yes, it will, and we're actually also working with some of the other blockchain companies that are not supported by many wallets right now, like Cardano, for example, and trying to see how can we make sure that the FINI phone and the cold storage wallet with us would support those kinds of protocols.
Can you talk a bit more about the specs that are in the works that we have planned, our ideas and our goals for the FINI phone?
I can, but I won't. So, once we will have a final specs, we will, even then we should think whether to release it to everyone or wait for the launch. I can assure you that it's going to be respectable specs. If we'll decide to share it with the community, then we will be able to do so by the end of this month.
Omer wants to know which blockchain developments you, Moshe, find most interesting for 2018.
So there's a few interesting ones. One would be identity. I think that identity is a big issue that needs to be solved. So companies like Civic, but also others, I've learned about others, I think it's something that is important. So identity is one. Second would be stable coins. I think that the volatility of cryptocurrencies makes them de facto not a currency, and that's a big problem. I think that I've seen few attempts, I know of others, that trying to develop a stable coins that will have the result that people can actually pay. And the third thing is things that started last year, but we will only see some results this year, and those are the scalability and costs on blockchains. So I think Ethereum transaction today costs around $7, and they can only do something like 15 or 20 transactions per second. Bitcoin is a bit lower, but kind of similar. That's a big issue. So I know EOS, Cardano, Orbs, and others, maybe Tezos, are working on solving those issues. One of them will. They have a lot of resources, and I think that one of them will win. And this, building the infrastructure, will allow applications to bring a lot of value to mass market users. But first, you gotta set the infrastructure right. So that's what I think will happen in the first 6 to 9 months of 18. And then towards the end of the year, I think we'll see a lot of applications that we will be able to enjoy without App Store on the Finiphone.
Another popular question that people have been asking is about our next SIRIN Labs store. Some people are aware that we have one in London. Can you talk about any plans for opening additional stores in those locations?
Yeah, we're definitely going to open stores, and we've done a poll, and a lot of people in our community participated in this poll. Where should we open a store? We're going to open a bunch of them, and we're going to announce that I'm hoping by the end of this week where are those stores are going to be open. I can share right now only 2 places. There's going to be more, but New York is one of them, and Tokyo is another. So Tokyo and New York are for sure places that we're going to open stores of SIRIN, but we're going to open others, and we're going to announce the full list in the end of this week.
Okay, great. So now is a good time as we begin to wrap it up to announce that we do have a winner of the Messi Challenge.
Right, yeah. So Bushra Adams from Cape Town is the winner in the Messi Challenge, and you will get to see him. Congratulations. And I'm looking forward to meet you together with Messi sometime around April.
Wonderful. So congratulations to our winner of the Messi Challenge. One quick thing before we part, all of you, and we do appreciate you joining us on Facebook Live today. We have some SIRIN Labs swag. Moshe, if you could show that off.
So we have some new cool stuff, bags, a new T-shirt of the Finiphone with the SIRIN Labs logo at the back, right? So we will be handing out a bunch of cool stuff to our community in Telegram. Oh, obviously we have also the pen and the, you cannot see it over there, but there's the logo over there as well. And yes, that's going to be, I like the shirt and the bag. You know.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Okay, so everyone, thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. Again, we've been joined with founder and co-CEO Moshe Hogeg, And thank you for joining us on Facebook. Please participate in the poll that Moshe discussed about voting on where you think our next SIRIN Lab store should be. And also, please continue to follow us on Telegram and join in our community. Moshe, thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, we will be back for another Facebook Live with Oren Ben Tovim. He's the notorious one, the helpful one in our Telegram group. He'll be here to talk about security and answer your security questions. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, guys.